Why does Itachi use crows is a question that never seems to go away. Before anyone brings up Naruto Shippuden, where in the episode where Itachi was falling from a cliff and had a moment with the crow, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to disregard that scene since it wasn't in the novel that the anime adapted for the Itachi arc that was in Naruto Shippuden around the time that Kaguya was being revealed. So getting back to the topic, why exactly does Itachi use crows so much in battle? Well, grab your ramen bowls and tell your friend to bring a friend because I've got the answer right here. Now, in the Itachi Daylight novel, which is the first of two canon novels about Itachi Uchiha's life, the true reason is given to us when Itachi is both confronted and attacked by his classmates. Now, let's be clear, this wasn't so much as Itachi picking a fight, so much as his classmates were afraid because Itachi was an Uchiha. The Hidden Leaf Village was almost destroyed by the Kyuubi, and the running theory amongst a lot of people, likely pushed by Danzo from the shadows, was that someone from the Uchiha clan was behind the attack. It's in this moment that we see Itachi struggle with bloodlust as his Uchiha pride is riled up and his anger is boiling. In his internal monologue, Itachi is worried that he won't have the restraint to accidentally take the life of one of his classmates if they attack him, and it's something he's trying to prevent from happening. It's a stark contrast to what we saw in the anime version, where Itachi was just jumping around springing casually and used basic substitution jutsu on his classmates to avoid the hits. The anime made it appear as if Itachi was in full control when in reality, internally, Itachi was struggling with the demon that rests inside of every Uchiha, emotions that can cause them to have a lapse in judgment if the chemical imbalance in their brains is too out of sync. That is the moment when we learn why Itachi uses crows, and the reason is actually pretty damn impressive. It's here I'll begin reading passages from the novel for this scene, and then I'll return to you guys with a full breakdown of what we just unpacked. Itachi stared at the older students, his own arms hanging loosely at his sides. If it came to that, he intended to get through this with a substitution that made use of cloning. In a substitution, he was unconventional to say the least. Normally, the ninjas switched out their body for a log with a tag attached to it immediately before the attack happens in order to confuse their opponent. But rather than a log, Itachi used countless crows. He came up with the idea when he was training with Shisui and saw a flock of crows flying in the dense woods. If you used the usual log, the confusion effect on your opponent was meager. It was expected. But the instant you switched out with crows, they flew off in all directions, so your opponent was surprised and bewildered, generating an opening that wasn't on the same level with the log. It was better. End quote. Now, at the tender age of 6, keep that in mind, at the tender age of 6, Itachi had already figured out the limitations of the substitution jutsu and had already begun working on ways around it by using other objects. However, he kept the basic premise of the jutsu in mind as well. Its purpose was to catch an enemy off guard by the sudden change, which makes the idea to use crows pretty impressive. Using a living object and one that a lot of people fear and associate with death is pretty ingenious. It's also symbolic. A bird associated with darkness in a lot of cultures is the main staple for the young boy who would one day walk down a path of carnage with darkness all around him and the blood of his clan on his hands, all because he wanted to be the hero who protected his village from the shadows. It's a small but intelligent observation by Itachi, which is all a ninja needs to turn the tide in battle. One small change in a situation can lead to a battle being won or lost. It's things like this this. This shows why the third Hokage stated that Kid Itachi had already possessed Kage level intellect when he was in the academy and when he was a genin. So what did you guys think about Itachi's early years? And if you all had an animal for substitution, which would you use? As always, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. And don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share, and turn on that notification bell. And as always, have an incredible day, guys.